Hey everybody, welcome back to Travel Tip Tuesday.
Hi, everyone.
Yay! This week, Megan has done something new, and I was like, you need to tell us about this on Travel Tip Tuesday. And I'm really excited to hear about your experience taking the cat.
I know. I've told several people I took the cat and they're like, what's that? And I'm like, I didn't take an actual cat anywhere.
Oh, no.
It
No
was a
kitty.
ferry. Anyway. Yeah. So I wanted to definitely share this because I think it's a bone of contention and also people are curious about it in Nova Scotia in particular. So for those of you who don't know, there is a ferry that crosses from Yarmouth to Bar Harbor, Maine, goes once a day from each port. And I guess I just wanted to share a bit about our experience and like some tips about it as well, since it is Travel Tip Tuesday. So yes, one sailing per day from each port, and the journey takes approximately 3.5 hours, which is very fast.
Right.
I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And the capacity of the ship is about 866 passengers. You are able to walk on or take a vehicle. The boat is leased from the US Navy, which is why we were confused at first, but once we learned that is why it flies an American flag.
Right.
And it also has an American captain and crew. It is really convenient as a walk-on traveler if you're able to. So you essentially wait in a little waiting area. A golf cart takes you to the ship. You can stow your bag if you'd like to. They put it in a van and like they literally drive the van onto the ship and the van goes with you. So when you're in your port on the other side, the golf cart takes you off, the van follows you, and there's your bag. Like they own the van, so why not take it back and forth?
Exactly. Yeah.
Super convenient. I also want to stress as well that it is half price for Nova Scotia residents for the summer of 2022. So like this is your time to shine.
Yeah.
In terms of the boat itself, so the stern of the boat has panoramic windows. It is the most popular section. We learned that live on Sundays, there's Richard and Sue. They do some music and they are Yarmouth residents and they play like older classics. Middle section of the boat usually plays a movie and they play it like you don't need headphones for it. So they like force you to watch it pretty much if you're in the middle of the boat. So if you don't want to watch a movie, don't stay there. Also in the middle of the boat, there's a market with sandwiches and drinks. There's a gift shop with Nova Scotia themed items, which I guess because we're subsidizing the boat, they'll sell Nova Scotia on it. And then at the end of the boat, it has like the news playing. So there's like CBC or something. They also have Sip and Sail Cafe there, which is you can get some fancy coffees and stuff. Plus you can actually go onto the back of the boat outside and there are seats and it's a really cool view. We saw whales and porpoises.
Oh, neat.
I know, I tell you. Now, before I sort of get into like my overall impressions and tips, do you literally know anyone, Jen, that has taken the ferry?
No, I used to work in a restaurant when I was in high school here in Liverpool, and you could tell when the ferry got in because a couple hours later they'd all be in our restaurant.
Right.
So in that case, and it was so inconvenient because it always happened. They would land in Liverpool at like 3 p.m. when typically you'd think the restaurant would be dead and we would be completely understaffed, and then you'd get a lot of people. So that wasn't fun, but
well, thanks for nothing, Bay Ferries.
I mean, that definitely, brings people to Nova Scotia, and that is great. But you'd think that we would learn to not be understaffed at that time.
I mean, yes, that's I'm gonna say that was on your peeps at the restaurant.
That was 100% on the people who were in the restaurant who just did not learn that lesson. But anyway,
I don't know anybody personally.
I don't think I do. And if I did, I really don't think I do. Every time that I've brought up the ferry to somebody, they're like, "Ugh, no."
Right. So that lets us roll into my tips
let's roll into your impressions and your tips.
Yes. So the ship itself, like, let's talk about it. It's nice. It's comfortable. There's lots of seating because there's no one on it. And there's a lot. And there's a lot of room to move about. I mean, capacity when we rode it, both to and from, was between 100 to 200 people.
Oh, like a ghost town boat.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. But again, we weren't cramped. It was a pleasant journey.
Yeah, there you go.
And it did go by quickly. Like you didn't feel like you were on there forever. So overall, like it seriously was pleasant. Now, if you do decide to take it, bring your own snacks and drinks. The prices on board are in US dollars and the items are way overpriced. It's like an airport, they have you and they're going to charge you.
Yeah.
So if you bring like fruits or vegetables, you can't take those into a foreign country. So you have to eat them on the ship. Keep that in mind, but bring your own snacks and drinks. I highly, highly recommend that. If you're traveling with kids, bring things to amuse them during the journey or leave them home. I mean, that's what I would do, but that's up to you. There is room to stretch out for a snooze. So there's like banquette seats. So if you have a little travel pillow, it actually would be quite useful if you wanted to catch a nap. Yeah. Again, there's no one on it, lots of room to lay down. So it is a fun experience. I will say that, like, it was unique. I'm glad we did it, but overall, it is not convenient for Nova Scotians / Canadians unless you live on the South Shore of Nova Scotia. Right. Unless there is a specific reason, of course, you need to take the ferry, take it, but you'll need to drive to Yarmouth. The ferry leaves at 9:30 in the morning. If you don't live close, you're going to need to stay the night at a hotel in Yarmouth. Yeah. Luckily, I knew someone there, so I was able to leave our car in her driveway, which was wonderful. Yeah. You need to be there like at least an hour before sailing. Like 8:30 is your latest arrival time. Right. So you either stay overnight or you have to leave Halifax, let's say as an example, at like 4:30 in the morning, right? So the cost this summer is great due to it being half price for Nova Scotia residents. But if that incentive doesn't continue, the price overall, especially if you're traveling with a vehicle, is astronomical. And as compared to driving to the US, it is more expensive to take the ferry than it is gas to go driving.
That is saying something, especially with the price of gas right now.
100%. It is still doubly cheaper to not take the ferry. And I hate to say it, like, but if you're going to do it though, if you live in Nova Scotia, this is the year to do it, because you are going to get, I think for the two of us for walk on, without a vehicle, it was still 230 American. Right. So that would normally be double. And then if you add a vehicle on top of that, it's nearly $1,000. Wow. For us to drive from Halifax to Bar Harbor with gas, it's probably $80, if that. And we're there 3.5 hours later than the ferry would get us there. Okay. So like, I guess to sum it up, like overall, we had a fun time. It was a different way to go, but driving is 100% cheaper. Now, I feel we're subsidizing this ferry in Nova Scotia. So as residents of this province, unfortunately, not many people are using it. Yeah. Like I even mentioned it at my gym and someone's like, I forgot that existed. Right? Yeah. I mean, I hope it picks up. They say it's picked up to pre-COVID limits. So it wasn't many people taking it before COVID.
No, yeah, it's not a COVID problem.
But I'm just not convinced it's going to ever be successful. But if you are looking to save money and not end up in Yarmouth and you don't need to, just drive. And I know it is meant to help the economy of Yarmouth. Yeah, they really do need it to be successful. But I hate to say it too, but if the ferry left from Halifax, it would be a game changer in terms of its use. Yeah, it would take longer, but imagine being able to go to Halifax instead of Yarmouth. And it's just the reality of it. And it does make me sad and a smidge angry because the experience itself is a good one, but just people aren't using it. And we have this lease until 2028.
Wow. Wow.
Right. Yikes. Wow, indeed.
Wow and yikes.
Yeah, wow and yikes, our pocketbooks are getting hit enough. Like, so it's one thing, I guess, I have a very varied feeling. The trip itself is lovely. It's overpriced and it's inconvenient. But if you have the time, this is the summer to give it a try, is my opinion.
Yeah. How was the walk-on experience, like once you walked off? Is Bar Harbor, like where you land, is it okay without a vehicle if you're just staying in Bar Harbor?
Yeah, so I have to say taxis aren't prevalent in Bar Harbor, but we walked. So we only had like wheelies, so we didn't have a lot of luggage. We were only there for the weekend, so we literally took our little wheelie suitcases and it was a 20-minute walk.
Okay. You stayed at
So
your regular spot?
no, we couldn't get our regular spot. So we got there different
Oh,
and we stayed somewhere different.
wow.
But it was in the same vicinity, so it would have taken us the same amount of time. So yeah, it was about a 20-minute walk, and it wasn't a bad walk, lovely sidewalks, etc. So once you get there without a vehicle, if you do need help in terms of a cab, I would just go into the ferry center and I'm sure someone could assist you. But we just decided to walk because it was a nice day. But yeah, we're about 20 minutes outside of downtown.
Okay.
Walk.
And where did you do like customs after you arrived?
So customs was in Bar Harbor, and then on the way home, customs was in Yarmouth.
Gotcha.
And when we got home, they got there early in Yarmouth and they let us off the boat, and the customs guards weren't there yet. And there were people waiting to get into Canada. So essentially the border was unmanned.
Good. Perfect.
So when the customs border guard, the purser, went to check in, he laid into her just a smidge. It was embarrassing and I felt bad for her, but I think they were very worked up about this. Yes, customs in Yarmouth, customs in Bar Harbor. And when you are a walk-on, you don't sit in the traffic line. There was literally 6 of us.
Perfect.
It's sad, but perfect. So customs took like 2 minutes. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it was very simple. And we still had to do the ArriveCan app. Oh, yeah. And we still had to show our vaccine papers at some point.
Right. Gotcha. Perfect. Well, thanks for telling me about it, because I think you are the first person that I actually know, especially who's done it recently.
Yeah.
I'm sure I know people who've done it in the past, but
I'm the only person, or we're the only people I know who've done it.
Well, there's so many people doing it. So
no, I hope people do go. It is an experience, but I just think it's a long-term money drain.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate, but thank you for tuning in to this week's Travel Tip Tuesday. We're glad you're here. You can follow us on social media at Travel Mug Podcast. We'd love it if you buy us a coffee to support the show. The link is in the show notes. Takes 2 seconds. We love coffee. And leave us a 5-star review. I mean, how could you not love us? Until next time, bye.